TIFU by letting my coworkers convince me that a regular customer was into me. This one still hurts. So maybe typing it all out can give me some much-needed relief. Anyway, I work at a bank and it's pretty common for the local establishments to come over to get change. About once a week or so each one sends over an emissary, who brings a bunch of 20s and 10s in exchange for everything from 5s to pennies. One time in the fall of 2022 I noticed this particular girl come over for the first time to get change for a certain establishment. I wasn't having the best day, but I noticed when she left I felt 10x better. That was all I thought of it. However, as 2023 rolled around I started to notice that, while before they sent over a mix of different people each week, now it was only her. She would come in with a huge smile on her face and walk directly over to me, even if the other person was available. When she was there I felt good, in a way I hadn't felt in years. Talking to her was so easy and so fun, and whenever I saw her come in I knew that it was a good day. Still though, I never assumed that she was into me at all, as I have always had the assumption that a girl is usually just being nice. This all changed when my coworker said one day, "Yeah, the business name girl is definitely into you." That night I started to actually think about her in that light and realized that I was definitely into her as well. Sure enough, the very next morning she showed up and all of my reservations were thrown out the window. It was so obvious that she had a crush on me that after the 2025 minutes she was there, in which I was done giving her the change after 3 minutes. Every single one of my coworkers came out and told me exactly that. The days that came after were torture. I realized I had legitimate feelings for this girl and absolutely no way to talk to her. I tried to do anything to take my mind off of her and of the entire situation, but it was futile. I thought that the overthinking would only make me more awkward when she inevitably came back in. But somehow, it didn't. I didn't see her for 2 weeks this time. And when she finally walked in I felt my heart skip a beat. All of my fears soon dissipated and I realized I had absolutely nothing to worry about. It was just so natural. While talking to her I saw my coworkers messaging me on my computer. "Oh my God, she is so flirting with you." Quote, one said, please just ask her out already." Said another. When she left I realized that 45 minutes had passed. 45. Soon enough it was my lunch break. And I knew what I had to do. I realized that I would rather take my shot and get turned down than wait another week or two, wishing I had done something. As she had told me she was working the drive-thru outside with the iPad, I simply rolled on up and gave her my number. This way it was completely up to her and there was no pressure. I thought it would be the most harmless way to go about it. Her reaction was actually good. I wasn't nervous at all, but instead actually comfortable. When I pulled away I had the confidence that everything was going to work out. That was 2 weeks ago. In that time I've heard absolutely nothing from her. And last week she sent someone else to get change for the first time in months. I was, and still am, completely devastated. I'm also extremely confused by the entire situation. And am now looking back at myself and how I possibly came across. The last thing I want is to make someone uncomfortable. I simply just liked someone and really thought that they liked me back. Oof. TLDR. I found out the worst she can say isn't no, but nothing at all. Edit. Just wanted to say thank you guys for all of these comments. This is definitely helping me feel a little better about all of it. You still managed to do something that so many people lack the confidence to do. You took your shot. You missed this time, but you took it. Take what you learned and apply it to the next person that catches your eye. That hurts. Sometimes the "she was just being nice bro" thing is spot on. But I will say your coworkers make that much less clear. Are any of them women? Silence is not really conclusive. There's a chance she wanted you to make a move and you did, but she could be unsure about what to do next. Does she just text you casually? Is she the one to invite you to get coffee or come over to play Legos or whatever? Maybe she wanted you to initiate that part. But chances seem good that she was just being nice. Sorry, mate. Just don't push it if, when she comes back in. Life is like this. You gave it a shot. Now it's up to her for the next step. Does she possibly already have a boyfriend? Could be she does flirt with you, but is unavailable. Could be she's nervous and unsure what to do. Possible trauma from past relationships. Or could just be being nice. So many possibilities. But at least you took your shot. You didn't foo at all. Sounds like you did all the right things. Just sometimes people are complicated and hard to read. This sucks for you and I feel for the hurt you're feeling. I can tell though, that the opposite of this situation hurts in a whole different way. I had an immense crush on an amazing girl that I worked with many years ago. I played it safe and never took my shot. Turns out that 15 years later, we ran into each other where she admitted to being surprised I never made my move. She said she was doing everything she could to encourage me, but I was just too dim-witted to pick up what she was putting down. Talk about retroactive remorse. Frowning face. It is one of those situations where you have made your move and it is up to her to make the next one. Might something have come up to take her away for 2 weeks? Sure. Or maybe she just likes to flirt but is not looking for anything more than that. Or maybe it is something else entirely. Best to move on and forget about her unless she takes action and gets back in the picture. This doesn't read like a TIFU. You took your shot, dude. Can't do anything other than that. Be proud of yourself. A ton of guys never get that far. Try to look at it this way. You had the confidence to ask her out. Regardless of her answer, you having the confidence is the real accomplishment here and a clear break from your norm. I guarantee you keep that level of confidence, you are bound to find a great lady. Keep it up. Are you in Canada? Maybe she is just Canadian. I've been at work, retail, and had a guy come in. He was flirting and I was just being my usual employee mandated, nice self. He gave me his number without actually asking me out. Just left it on his receipt on the counter after I rang him up. I never contacted him. Not because I wasn't into him. I wasn't. But because I have a husband. I don't bring him up to customers. I never actually saw that guy again either. She may have just been being nice. Or she may have been single at first and then started seeing someone recently. IDK. The foo would have been if you didn't take a shot. You didn't foo. You played it fine. It's a little silly to mourn a relationship that never started. I'll agree with the vast majority of people here. You did the right thing and did it in a non-creepy way to boot. Good on you for being braver than most people out there. And if anything, you should learn that you have the strength to ask someone out like that while not many do. I've definitely tried before and failed. But if I would have given up, I wouldn't have met my wife. Oh damn, maybe she just got sick or called away. Sick grandparent in another city? No harm done here. The method was pretty on point. She just doesn't want to date, I guess. Some people, especially girls, are flirtatious. Can't blame yourself too much here. Where's the foo? You had the confidence to take the shot. Nothing to regret there. I am gonna say she probably was flirting with you and does like you. But she has a boyfriend. She was being a little bad on her end. But no harm done. When you asked her out, she realized it went too far and is ending it. That's on her, not you. I would add a word of caution about asking out people you know as clients, customers. If you did just totally misread the situation, which I don't think is the case, she doesn't feel comfortable coming in as a customer anymore. Maybe you wrote down your number incorrectly, sloppily, and she's been trying to message you at the wrong number and thinks you're ghosting her. That's why she isn't coming into the bank anymore. Okay, sleep tight. You overthought it, but it's not as bad as you think. You shot your shot and weren't inappropriate or rude about it. She just wasn't into you. It happens. Personally, I'd have just slipped in a, "Hey, do you want to get coffee sometime?" at the end of your conversation. That way it looks platonic and she can simply deflect if she isn't interested. Leaving your number is a more explicit sign of your intentions and actually makes it more awkward when she has to decline. I've missed more shots than I've made in life. And that's not just relationships. Honestly, be proud you took a shot. These stories are funnier with your buddies than, "Man, Melanie was hot, why didn't I ever try to ask her out?" Quote. In all honesty, everything aside, you shouldn't have done that at either of y'all's work. That's an added dynamic and can make people super uncomfortable.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.